Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Yeah. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, ThirstTrap. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, ThirstTrap. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.
There is no difference. Fanatics breed fanaticism. Words build bridges into unexplored regions. What luck for rulers that men do not think. The victor will never be asked if he told the truth. It is not truth that matters, but victory. If you tell a big enough lie and tell it frequently enough, it will be believed. A fanatic that unleashed fanaticism upon our country. It's what he did. And it nearly took us down. And he can do it again.
Stand for Better is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That's right, folks. It has happened in the past. It can happen again. Since the last time we spoke, we found out, as we all know now, that Donald Trump was not impeached. Well, he was impeached, but he was not found guilty by the Senate. Along party lines for the most part, except for seven Republicans that decided to come over. And we got to understand something. The last time, and I want to start the show off like that, because the last time in the world history where we let someone off, where we let a leader off for an insurrection, that was Germany. And the next time he came around, he created the Third Reich, Adolf Hitler. So I just wanted to point that out before we got started today. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, non-conforming individuals, to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I am your host tonight, Marcus Farrell, coming to you live from ATL Shawty, Atlanta, Georgia. Rocking and rolling with y'all. I hope y'all had a happy Valentine's Day. I saw, they say there was an uptick from election day from after election babies, because you know during COVID the pregnancy numbers actually went down and divorce rate went up, but there was an uptick. And you know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I want everybody to be careful. I hope there ain't no Valentine's Day unwanted Valentine's Day babies, but I hope y'all had fun, was safe, and your significant other treated y'all to a real good time. So happy Valentine's Day to you and yours from the Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap team. My dog Mondale is doing some more work, and he won't be able to join us tonight, but we're still going to have a good time. Back to what we started with in that video. Did you really believe that the Senate was going to have some guts? Did you believe that the Republican Party really was going to do anything to ultimately convict themselves when they are still deathly afraid of Donald Trump. I mean, you got to understand something. Most of these people came in on a Trump wave or thrived during their re-elections on a Trump wave. All of these folks are afraid of Donald Trump. And so we would be dumb if we thought that anything else was going to happen because we knew it wasn't going to happen. But the hypocrisy sort of reigns supreme, because as soon as they didn't impeach him and didn't convict him of those things that the House charged him with, Mitch McConnell turns right around, Turtle Man turns right around and says, well, he needs to be punished. What? What are you talking about, Mitch? He needs to be punished by a court of law. You know, the place that makes the laws that the courts go by is called your office? Dumbass. But I'm a bad guy when I want to talk about reparations and just how simple that would be to pay. But no. He just literally gaslit all of America. And if I'm a Republican right now, if I'm a Republican voter, I would be the most confused human being on the planet right now. I don't know what to believe. But they just let him off. But he should get arrested. He should get arrested. Then he should get he's guilty, but not by the Senate. But he needs to be guilty in the court of law. But I thought they made laws in the Senate. So syntax error. I hope all their heads pop. Let me stop saying that, because y'all take that and go use it the wrong way. But isn't it crazy? You know, so on Valentine's Day, and shout out to all the lovers, because this is my post-Valentine's Day comment. Shout out to all the lovers, not the haters, but all the lovers that were in the building and across America going through their almost close to, if not already, 1 year anniversary of being on lockdown yesterday. You guys have gotten to see a lot in America recently. And if you're still together, I want to say that was a tough year. It was a tough year for relationships, real tough year for relationships, right? And the irony is that mainstream media today and yesterday has been, I noticed when they roll out new terms. And the new term, and they are, and now Republicans and Democrats are really loving each other, especially the Democrats. It's like, we won the majority, but the Republicans won't allow us to get much done now, right? We can't impeach Trump. We can't, we need to almost ask them for permission to get a filibuster, right? We are in the craziest time period in American history. And now mainstream media jumps in and they start using this word, the largest, what are they saying now? The largest bipartisan impeachment. The largest bipartisan impeachment. See, here's how DC works. Now we're going to be expected to give Republicans cookies for having common sense. Now every bill that's going to happen is going to be watered down with some talk about white people in the Midwest. How we need to be talking about American values. And I want to say something to you. Whenever anyone talks about American values, let me explain this to you. Whenever anyone, that's on any channel, and that's from any party, when they start talking about American values, you know who they're talking about, right? Come on, Trap Squad. Happy Trappentine's Day. That's what I called it. You know who they're talking about. They're talking about white people in the Midwest. Because for some strange reason, that is the epiphany of what America is. So they still have not normalized. They still have not normalized black and brown folks in this country. And those 7 Republicans are going to stop us. Those 7 Republicans are going to stop us from actually getting any real business of the people done. Thanks, Dwayne. Meet the Press tweet today. It was a dramatic success in historical terms, Representative Raskin says, of the impeachment trial. It was the largest impeachment conviction vote in U.S. history. It was by far the most bipartisan majority that has ever assembled in the Senate to convict the president. Representative Nadler says, Trump holds responsibility for inciting a riot against the Capitol. The largest ever bipartisan Senate vote to convict is proof of this heinous conduct. 43 GOP senators failed the test of morality today. History will not soon forget their cowardice. And there's a statement from Chairman Nadler. Listen, I get it, right? We needed 2/3 of the people to vote against, for convicting Donald Trump. But we also got to use your third eye here, man. And this is not me trying to be conspiracy theory, but use your third eye here, man. They're telling you what they're about to do from now on. It was like, okay, Biden, he came in, he signed a whole bunch of stuff for a whole bunch of people, reversing a whole bunch of bad Trump stuff, and that's good. Well done. And now the move is to bipartisan. Now, if you guys can explain to me how the party in power for the last 4 years, 6 years actually, right? 8 years maybe, how they have done everything they could to, we want to work with the party, with the guy who used to run the party, the Republican Party, that literally said, my one job in the Senate is to make sure that Barack Hussein Obama is a one-term president. Not because he was a Democrat, because he was black, really. We are about to go and try to work with the people who allowed Trump, who empowered Trump to say stuff like shithole countries and supported building a wall that was just a waste of money. I got homies who've been around that wall, took selfies on that wall on both sides and went home. That's right. Really. In Arizona, I got friends from Mexico and from Arizona who have taken selfies on the wall on both sides, walked right around, took another selfie, and went back home. But that was supposed to be our security, y'all. So you got to tell me how we empower a party that uses talking points right now, like literally. The defense of the president was Black Lives Matter was out there too, and it's their fault. Anybody with common sense knows that that's not the case, but they're pandering to their base so hard that it really just doesn't matter anymore. I'm a little upset that my party wants to work with these same people. We got a majority in the House. We got a majority in the Senate. We got a Democratic president. And right now we're trying to go bipartisan. Black people in the South didn't vote for that. We didn't vote for that. And as interesting as it is, we got a lot of bills coming up. But first, let me stick on the Valentine's Day conversation, because Dwayne, let's pull up what LAPD did, man. Let's pull up what LAPD did. LAPD is a hot goddamn mess. LAPD is investigating reports that George Floyd photo circulating with the caption, "You take my breath away." I'm not certain if we could say all cops are bastards anymore, because the brother that actually saved the U.S. Senate, he's a cop, and he's definitely not a bastard. So we have to pick and choose our terms a little bit better. But a lot of cops are freaking assholes. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Rest in peace to all the families of black people, brown people who were killed and unjustly by, and you can't bring lives back by police departments across the nation. But for the sheer fact that you have LAPD police officers, you know, sharing a, you take my breath away like it's a funny joke, not realizing that you're a police department that beat up Rodney King and literally cost American taxpayers billions of dollars from your actions. And the sheer fact that they think they can just get away with playing games with the death of George Floyd. But why would they think that? Because they know the American government ain't gonna do shit. That's why. It's that simple. They're not gonna do a damn thing. The American government is not gonna do a dang thing about police departments and cops who share photos like that would get us. Like if I sent a nudie or if I sent an improper photo of anybody at my job about anything, automatic termination. But that thin blue line is so cocky and abrasive about how they think about black lives. Whoever, and here's the thing, you're going to be hard pressed to actually find the person who, even though that whole department probably knows the exact person who sends out memes like that all the time. That exact person sends that out all the time like it's not a problem whatsoever. But we are not supposed to say defund the police. Well, how about we defund the cell phones that send around that meme? How about that? See, I'm going to start getting exactly what I want to defund. Defund those cell phones. Defund that program, that whatever computer picture program that made that meme. We got to do better. We got to do better. I mean, at this point, we know that they're evil, messy, nasty bastards. But on the same token, it's like now they are going to a higher level. And I will give their chief of police some sort of props for saying, well, we find that it's going to be trouble. But I mean, to be honest with you, like they don't get fired for murdering people. Do you think they're going to get fired over a meme? Just my opinion. Just my opinion. And with that, with that being said, like the atrocities that go on, that's going on against indigenous, brown, black, BIPOC folks for the last couple of years, you figure there'd be a conversation about reparations. And if we could bring that up real quick, Dwayne, we got some good stuff for y'all tonight. I wish I had an air horn. That's right, folks. Yeah, give me that air horn sound. This one deserves an air horn. That's right, folks. My brother, my sisters, HR 40, exploring the path to reparative justice in America. HR 40, a very weak version of it, by the way. And let me tell you something. There is 400, 500 activists online who have pinged me about this and have legitimate gripes saying that reparation bill at HR 40 as it is a weak bill. But HR 40, the reparation study for congressional hearing, is scheduled for February 17th, as many urgently call to fix it. That's right. Listen, I don't think y'all understand that. It's back up again. Rep 1 is back up again. Here's an opportunity here's an opportunity for all of us who've been supporting reparations to actually see the beginning portions of it. Now, I do want to give y'all a caveat about this right here. It's going through Congress. But let me tell you who could do this exact same thing without lifting a finger, without a single person in Congress lifting the finger. President Joe Biden. That's right, folks. All Joe Biden has to do is he can create a task force going on HR 40 tomorrow. And it could be an executive order. And the same thing that's going on for the study of reparations that we've been having a hard time trying to even get a bill to the floor, Joe Biden can do it with a swipe of a pen. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? So I'm making a big deal out of it. Does your favorite progressive podcaster make a big deal out of it? And this is not trying to take shots at anybody, because also I want to give a shout out to two people specifically right here. Sam Sneeder today, and for bringing on that historian that he brought on that wrote the book about 1899, 1898. Y'all go watch this episode from the Majority Report today. That's some Black history homework. And I was even impressed, and I know a lot. And Tim Black, just for being Tim Black. Tim Black, I see you, boy. I see you. Joe Biden could literally wake up tomorrow morning and sign an executive order that does everything that we've been asking for HR 40, at least the study of it. He could probably do more than that. Is your favorite political podcaster even bringing this up? I mean, if you're a Trap Squad favorite, then, you know, we are right now. That's what's up. So we air horning reparation study being fixed. Now listen, this is not a celebration. This is not a celebration. This is just one little movement of official movement towards trying to rectify what America is. We definitely need a reparations pack in America. We need a reparations pack. We need a couple $1 million in that pack. That's why you need to keep watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, so we can actually organize around this as a crew. Because America's not going to end white supremacy until reparations for indigenous and Black people are taken care of. That's right, folks. You cannot end white supremacy without reparations for Black people. Too much damage has been done. There will always be the haves and the have-nots. People say, well, what about poor white folks? Poor white folks will benefit from reparations for Black people. It's about doing what's right. This country will never, ever, ever become the #1 country in the world again until reparations is taken care of. And do you think that these young folks care any? They understand their history. They read their history books a little bit differently than the Black folks that came before them. Even the white kids read it a little differently. You don't have as many, well, my grandparents didn't have money. They didn't leave me anything. There's a lot less of that. And there's also on the Black side of the house, there's a lot less of, well, if we just work hard and we go get our job and education, we're going to be a lawyer. Every Black person can't be a lawyer. Not enough positions. And when you're a lawyer, guess what? They still would gentrify your neighborhood. You still have less income and less generational wealth than your white counterparts. What are we talking about here? We're talking about a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And it's funny because for those of you who watch Judas and the Black Messiah, wasn't a great movie. I don't care if y'all didn't like it. I don't care if y'all thought it was the worst movie in the world. That movie was everything to me. You know why? Because when we watch that movie, you will see that they publicly talked about how the FBI, the government, was in the police department. The government was in on assassinating Fred Hampton. the government. That movie was great because J. Edgar Hoover, who some say was black also. He definitely was gay or bisexual or whatever. But J. Edgar Hoover systemically oppressed black people across the nation. He did not want a black messiah to unify everyone. So we need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, just like they did in South Africa. It happened in South Africa after apartheid. The first thing that they did was they had a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And of course, guarantees were made. You know, you can't take property. We get to keep our wealth, right? And reparations didn't happen. And that's one of Mandela's sort of bumps in his great career in history, was that he didn't push hard enough for reparations for the people in South Africa, right? Because reparations is a dirty word, and making black people organically whole in the world is just a problem with people. Just a problem. Torches and pitchforks. What's up, boy? Just because. Appreciate that. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate all y'all super chats. Appreciate all y'all sticking with Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. There are changes. Go ahead. It's velvet. It's actually corduroy. Like I'm like Paddington Bear around this bit. And I got the old school racist Seminole shirt on today. Don't worry, I wear the Caucasian ones. I still look better than most of you motherfuckers, so I still love y'all though. Trap Squad, I'm here. Listen, I have to love you. Mondale be dropping bombs and then just say, all right, I'm gonna take a couple days off. And I gotta deal with all your fire and ferocity. But I'm still here. And we're still trap squadding it up. Shout out to the Red Lord. Red Lord, we need to talk. We want some more music too. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I look like a garnet Paddington Bear. I look like a fake ass Pooh Bear. Yeah, we need reparations, guys. So, you know, I do want to just elevate that conversation that's happening Wednesday. I'm contemplating doing my own watch party right here on Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. I think I might be traveling, but I do want to do a watch party. If y'all would be down with doing a watch party with me, that would be really cool. It's happening during the daytime. I need to find out when. Dwayne, you think you can find out when that's popping off, bro? You might be working though. We're going to be watching the hearing on HR 40. Yeah, just find out for me, man. I might just run it myself, but yeah. That's what we need to do. We need to run a watch party on it so we could talk shit together, right? And say, okay, you know, we think it's going to pass, or we think it's not going to pass. And if you notice something about reparations, when black people start asking questions, and it's funny about how election cycles advance. It's a difference now between how election cycles advance in comparison to how election cycles used to be. You used to have to beat up white people with microphones just so a black question can get in there. They would ask questions about if you smoke cigarettes before they would ask about black issues. They would ask questions about your taxes before they get to issues that concern the black community. And this year was the first time that questions were actually asked and brought to the table. I mean, let's think about who's supporting reparations right now. At least HR 40. That Cory Booker. And a lot of super white leftists are going to be like, screw Cory Booker, blah blah blah. Oh, it's at 2 p.m. It's at 2 p.m. Wednesday, June 19, 2 p.m. So that's not this week. That's next week. Yeah, that's this week. Okay, I'll see y'all 2 p.m. That was 29th. That's what I thought. This is the old one right here, right? Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be any. Anyway, Cory Booker out of all people. White leftists hate Cory Booker, right? But if you're a black person that wants reparations, he's like the first senator to bring it up. But I gotta watch my dog Cory. I'm gonna see what Cory gonna do. Cory mess around and have a McDonald's version of reparations, a Cliff Notes version of reparations. We're gonna give you 15 stamps with black people on it and a black quarter. Wednesday at 10 a.m. Wednesday. Oh, wow. Y'all might be doing some other things, but Marcus is going live Wednesday at 10 a.m. Because we're going to talk about reparations, Rep 1, baby. I don't know what y'all doing. I ain't trying to control what y'all do. But I'm letting you know right now, Wednesday at 10 o'clock, we're going to watch that. We're going to watch that one right there. No cap. No cap. What else we got? You know what? What time is it right now, man? It's 8:48. I'm about 30 minutes in. We'll go a couple more minutes, man. Dwayne, what else do we got, man? You got to remind me of what I'm doing right here. I get into a freestyle. Oh, okay. Well, then that means this right here. We're gonna go ahead and go into a break real quick, right? So, Dwayne, take us to break.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Yeah. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, ThirstTrap. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, ThirstTrap.
No. Then you go first.
Trap squad, trap squad.
Yeah. That's that thrasher music. That's that thrasher music, man. Hey, listen, you watching Clickbaity Political ThirstTrap, man. Welcome to the second half of the show. I'm gonna hold some stuff back because I want my dog Mondale to be here when I talk about it. My partner in crime, so we're gonna hold a couple things back. But listen, since you're here, I want you to do yourself a favor. Click that like button. Share this post. Retweet this post if you're on Twitter. And if you're on old man politic on Twitch, make sure that you subscribe to my Twitch channel. Please go to patreon.com /. That's what we need to call it, / from now on. / Mondale and patreon.com, as you can see on the bottom. Clickbaity Political ThirstTrap, man. And subscribe to this channel. Take some time and subscribe to this channel. I don't know where are we on likes right now on YouTube. I don't know how many people watching us right now on YouTube, but oh, okay. Well, that's cool. listen, we got 301 people watching us right now. And to be honest with you, it could be 5. I'd be perfectly fine with that. You guys are dedicated to rocking and rolling with us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're going to grow this channel the way that we should grow it. Should have grown it a while ago. And we're going to keep rocking and rolling with y'all, Trap Squad. You know why? Because we want to bring you authentic Black coverage from a Black male perspective for everyone to listen to. I think a lot of people get that confused. Clickbaity is not just for Black men. And we're not homophobic. And we're not transphobic. And we're not any of that bullshit, because all that bullshit is capping. You're capping, you're lying. If you say that about me, you're lying. But what it is a perspective. We like our perspective as Black men, something that you won't see on MSNBC. It's just that simple. You won't see it on CNN. The only place that you'll see it in mainstream media is ESPN. And I mean, listen, shout out to Stuart Scott, one of the greatest to ever do it, right? And what's your boy name who come on First Take in the morning? Always yelling at somebody? Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, man. I like Stephen A. a lot. I like Max more, though. I'm back and forth with those two. Because Stephen A. be bullying Max, right? And it's like, is it because Stephen A. make the more money and it has the ratings? Because Max just be putting up with Stephen A.'s crap a lot, but Stephen A. is on point. So, but besides that, you really don't get Black men kind of like talking as real as possible. Mainstream media has limits. They have their limits. They have what you can and can't say. You can't say Medicare for all more than 5 times on anybody's interview and expect to come back to somebody's show on CNN or MSNBC. They're not going to have that. What are you doing? You could say access to health care. I want all of Georgians and I want everybody to have access to affordable health care or access to health care. That means Medicare for all. But since they hated Bernie Sanders so bad to the point where it's like, no, forever in the talking point or the lexicon of healthcare, we cannot say Medicare for all or we are socialists, because that's how moderates have kind of framed this thing. Same thing with police reform or defunding the police. You see, they try to like frame defunding the police same way. It's like, wait a minute, whoa, pause. We don't say defund the police. We say be nice to police on Wednesdays because they will only hurt you on Thursdays, and then on Fridays they might think about punching you in the gut. But we don't say defund the police. Come on now, that's a bit too far. Sloganeering. It's hot garbage. So this is why the show is necessary. We might only have 200, 300, 400 people watching our show. I don't care. Because it was built for me and Mondale to really talk to each other. Just talk shit. And then somehow, y'all started like hopping in on our conversations, man. And that's dope. But I want y'all to peep how they frame things, like the biggest bipartisan conversation. I mean, these guys tell you exactly what they're going to do and what they're not going to do for you at the same time until it's election season. And then they switch their talking points to everything that you want to hear. Right? You had a whole lot more conversations, even about police accountability during the election season. I had a whole bunch of conversations about it. You heard it all the time. When was the last time you heard a conversation from a government official about police accountability? Not defund the police, just police accountability. And they got y'all twisted up with this Donald Trump stuff. Meanwhile, police unions across the country are spending as much money as they possibly can spend to continue the demonization of our communities left and right. It's like a jazz hand, smoke screen. Let's not do nothing for the Negroes. Let's not do nothing for the Black folks. Let's not do. We have We literally have to keep our eyes open or we won't receive anything whatsoever. I'm going to tell you something. Bipartisanship with the same people who empowered Donald Trump is not going to do a damn thing for black people. I put money on that one. Lifting up the poorest communities out of their economic situations. I guarantee you that's not going to happen. And the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is because fundamentally you cannot embrace capitalism and straighten out the issues of black and brown communities. And you definitely can't embrace capitalism and even think about reparations. That's going to even the playing field too much. Hell, a bunch of online folks, most of them really rich, and about 30% of those folks were normal human beings, defunct one invested capital investment group, and they changed the rules. They allowed Robin Hood to cheat, stop you from trading, so you couldn't make any money, and they stopped losing money. Nobody fights for American people like that. Nobody fights for people like that. So we got to stop capping about allowing these people to just tell us whatever the hell is on their mind, man. And am I dragging anybody individually? No, but we can drag people individually. But right now it's like it's so many people who are capping. That's why we got to get sisters like Michaela Wilkson, who was on the show Friday. I got to bring her back. Who actually want to do something for people. There are a lot of elected officials that want to do something for folks, right? The problem is there's a lot of them that just want to keep their job or take care of their special interests. And the problem is when you have somebody like Cori Bush special interest is black people. I wonder how many black people lobbyists there are in DC, like our special interest group. The Black People Lobbying Firm. Probably doesn't make a lot of money. You know, the Black People Lobbying Firm on K Street. You think they got an office on K Street? The Black People Lobbying Firm on K Street. Right? Well, what is your purpose? Well, we don't lobby for the oil industry. We don't lobby for solar. We don't lobby for casinos. We lobby for marijuana, but that's equity. We don't lobby for tobacco companies. Nah, we don't lobby for oil. No, the only thing we lobby for, we don't lobby for the police departments. We just lobby on behalf of black people. Well, where you get your funding from? It's been a hard road. Let me tell you that. But we do need some who's lobbying for reparations? We've created, and I will say that we're not using the system that is used to pass every other law. We are, when it comes down to reparations and ending police brutality, we're not playing the same game as the big dogs are playing when it comes down to oil subsidies as black folks. We're just not. Like we're hoping that goodwill and meaningful and a meaningful soul and a good heart will actually get some of these laws passed for us. But we can't, ain't nobody going to throw down $1 million to a politician's PAC to make sure that reparations get passed. Who gonna do that? Just a thought. Speaking of black people, have you ever wanted to be black? Dwayne, you're nuts. Have you ever wanted to be a black person? What do they call it, Dwayne? Is it trans black or transracial? Is that what she called herself? Yeah, she called herself trans. Rachel Dolezal says she hasn't been able to get a job in 6 years. Welcome to being black. You can't take some of it. You got to take all of it, sis. As soon as you decided to go ahead and plait your hair, you just started the Black experience, didn't you? I think we might need to give Rachel a pass, man, because she's actually going through it like real Black people. Hey, oh, I'm gonna read some tweets out real quick. Hey, pull the tweets back up. It's just because I know where she is too. She's in Tucson, Arizona. Oh, Rachel says, okay, what does Rachel say? I'm gonna wait for it to back up because I can't read it. Dwayne, I can't read it. Okay, there you go. There you go. Co-opting the oppression of Black women. Go back. You moving around? Co-opting the oppression of Black women for professional advantage and personal attention. Wow, that's messed up. L, laughing my ass off. You cannot racially identify as a Black woman when you're not a Black woman. Trans Black. Hashtag trans Black. There's nothing trans about Rachel Dolezal. Stop with the false equivalencies to trans people. Rachel is lying. Deceitful fraud, the end. And lastly, feeling incredibly sorry for Rachel Dolezal and hope she's okay. The world knows very little about her and her motives. All right. All right, white folks, let me tell y'all something. Just be yourself. I don't give a damn if you have the nerdiest voice, the best three-point shot. You have a collection of clothes from Abercrombie and Finch. You know, you still shop at Banana Republic, right? I don't care. I ain't gonna pick on white people today because I love y'all. But y'all ain't gotta be Black. I would much rather y'all keep Columbusing our shit. Like, y'all can Columbus our stuff. That's fine, instead of actually trying to be Black. Because, I mean, y'all gentrify everything, man. How y'all gonna gentrify our own skin? I'm being serious, right? Like, and it goes back to, like, you know, it's a Chris Rock joke, but it's serious. Like, how you gonna, like, you gentrify the neighborhoods, you take rap music, you know, M is really good. He's a good lyricist, right? But, like, y'all bought M music more than y'all bought Pac music. Y'all bought M music more than y'all bought Outkast. And you can't tell me Eminem is better than Outkast. But that's what y'all did. That's white people doing that shit. We can't have our own skin. And then, say again? Oh, yeah, no, we're going to run that in a second. I want to take over our own skin. Y'all want, okay, I got something for you, right? Like, just go fight for reparations. That's the blackest thing that white people can do. That's it. If you really want to, because you don't want, man, you ain't about this black people life, man. Y'all ain't. We, in our soul, because of slavery, it is proven that in our soul, we have a resistance measure as black people. We have a high blood pressure, but we also have different things that are in our DNA because of how we were treated as enslaved people in America. There's something in our personhood, literally, that a lot of white folks can't deal with on the same level. Bruh can't get a job for 6 years. He gonna figure out something else to do. He ain't gonna cry about it. Sis can't get a job. Sis ain't gonna not have a job for 6 years. It's almost like her white privilege is showing within her blackness. Because don't nobody take no for nobody. No, black people. There ain't that many black people who don't work for 6 years straight. Fuck out of here. What you talking about? What do you actually mean, Rachel? You got braids, you tone your skin, and now you can't find a job for 6 years. That's privilege in itself, because Negroes cannot do that. Black people cannot do that. What you mean we can't work? Man, you wouldn't have no Valentine's Day. You wouldn't have no Christmas. Your girlfriend won't get, the whole community be like, man, if you don't get your lazy ass out of my house, Oh, very good point, Infinite. Very good point. Getting a job does not equal not having an income. Now we're talking. Very good point, Infinite Content. I'm very happy that you're here, as always, my brother. Because having an income, having ways of income and streams of revenue coming in is something that I'm pretty sure she still has, even in Tucson, Arizona. That's right. Sister moved all the way from the northwest to Tucson. Sisters work too hard, man. Black women I know, all of them, they work too hard. You ain't no black woman because you don't work hard. Rachel, sitting up here asking, crying and shit on television. Sisters work hard as hell, bro. Like, you don't even get it. That's why I like you saying you even being disrespectful to black people when you complain about an issue that black people really have, because we really don't have it, because we gonna go find something. Ain't like you ain't got no damn lift. I would love to ride in the lift. I would love to ride in the lift with Rachel Dozel. Hey, hold on. What's your name? Turn around. Don't get too close. COVID. Yo, you Rachel Dozel. I thought I was talking to a black person. What's up, white girl? What you doing down here in Tucson? Oh, you can't find a job? Hey, Dwayne, play that video, man.
Really wish is that people could see me, more for who I am than the what, a mother, an activist, an artist. That's really the who I am. And when it comes to race and identity, I've always identified racially as human, but have found more of a home in Black culture, in the Black community. And that hasn't changed. I mean, I'm still the same person I was in May of 2015. I'm still doing the work. I'm still pressing forward, but it has been really tough for sure. Having not had a job for 6 years, I've had to create my own job and find ways to provide for my children through braiding hair, through grant writing to bring funds into marginalized communities and Black-owned businesses and nonprofits, through painting, through doing pep talks on cameo.com. So it's definitely been a long 6 years.
Nigga, please. Hey, did you see the continent of Africa? Like, yo. Hey, did you see the continent of Africa behind her? What Africa? Yo, listen, she's deep with it too. You know what I mean? It's like she ain't learned a lesson and shit like that. Like, the perfect Rachel Dozel would have been like, I've accepted my whiteness and I just want to be. Let me tell you the answer to this, America. The answer is, I've accepted my whiteness and I just want to be the best, the most representative ally possible. She would have gotten out of trouble from that point on. I made a mistake. I do not know the experiences of a Black woman, and what I need to do from this point on is I promise that I will use my whiteness to benefit Black women across the world as much as possible. That's your answer, Rachel. You don't just double down on it. Move to Tucson, get a different braider. Go put an Africa poster behind. What Africa got to do with this? They ain't did nothing to you. They ain't claiming you either. What you mean? I mean, am I Trap Squad? Y'all gotta let me know. Dwayne Trap Squad? Y'all gotta let me know right now. Am I tripping on this right here? I don't want to make too big of a deal with it, right? But it's sort of like this right here. Here's the thing. there's a lot of people in hoods across the nation, in black areas across the nation that are white, and they don't identify as white. They've been identified as white by the people around them, but some of them have the nerve to start doing black stuff. And what's the biggest black no-no from folks like this right here? The N-bomb. The N-bomb. Ooh, you will hear it. You will hear it from hood to hood. And these young folks, that's why y'all got to train y'all kids better, because these young folks, they'll accept it if they seen a dude enough. Oh, he gangster, he hard, he talk just like me. What's up, man? No, don't let that word come out your mouth. Rachel is the kind of sister that if she get too close to a brother, she gonna actually say that. And all she had to do was just be an ally, right? I mean, it's a joke, but when you try to make it real, that's when you start, a little bit of this starts becoming blackface. A little bit of this starts becoming blackface. So with, I said, nigga, please. I didn't mean to say that, guys. So with that being said, it's the perfect way to roll into Black History Month.
It's
You gonna leave me with an
February, yeah.
February.
Very scary, yeah.
Very scary.
Black people loving black people.
Say it again.
Yo, we wild as shit, man.
It's February, it's very scary. Black people loving black people. Black people loving black people.
So this, for today's Black History Month person that I want to celebrate my friend. Yeah, he's actually my friend, someone who I've worked with in the past. And that is George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic. Yes. I'm going to go into them, but I'm just going to tell you a personal story. George Clinton's studio, his studio since maybe the late 90s has been in Tallahassee, Florida. And a lot of my friends, rest in peace, Nut, Larry Grams, rest in peace, Peanut Man, all the guys that you see on stage with George Clinton, I've met them, I've worked with them. I got drunk and lit and slept on the mothership that was parked in the studio before it went to the Smithsonian. Like, I've literally hung out with the Clinton fam. I know his daughter. I know his proteges. I know his current producer right now. And I wanted to just do a Black History Month on my friend, and also one of the funk legends, if not the funk legend who created the funk, George Edward Clinton, born in 1941, July 22nd, 1941. He was raised in North Carolina and ended up started making music in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now my guy lives in Tallahassee, Florida, where he has a farm, right? You could go and look him up. I'm just going to go through some stories about George. George won a case against, I want to say what record label. I forgot what record label it was, but he won a case against a record label because y'all didn't know this, but the record label stole all of his music that he had rights to. And the lawsuit took somewhere around 7 years where he finally got his rights back, and it ended up paying him somewhere around $400 million. But when the Chronic dropped, he didn't own his music. When all that G-Funk stuff from the West Coast dropped, he didn't own none of his music. That's right. He didn't. So, I mean, his influence just mind-boggling when it comes down to music. If he's not one of the top 5 influential artists in the history of American music, then I don't know who else belongs on this list. I mean, his family tree has Bootsy Collins in it. Literally all of his beats have been sampled. And when I mean all of them, I mean all of them. George told me that there's not a beat that he made that hasn't been sampled since, like, from his golden era, basically, and that was from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Wikipedia says that during the mid to late 80s, many hip hop rap artists cited Clinton's earlier music as influence. Along with James Brown, Clinton's songs with Parliament Funkadelic were often sampled by rap producer. Sure, sample my stuff, he remarked in 1996. Ain't a better time to get paid when you're my age and you know what to do with that money. You don't buy as much beep or drugs with it. You just buy some. I'm just gonna give out some of his albums, like his albums that you might remember, you might not remember, and then drop some of the singles that were on it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hit out his solo singles. So Lollapalooza, ranked number 19 in America, and in 1982, a song that a lot of my friends were created off of, and the Omegas stomped the yard on every single day, was Atomic Dog, right? Atomic Dog. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Bow wow yippee yo yippee yay. I love me some George Clinton, man. Paint the White House Black in 1993. And if anybody's gonna get funked up, hit number 13, man. That Mothership Connection album was serious. The first one, Live from Houston. Let's see. I'm looking for my favorite stuff from George, man. I wish I could play it because y'all know all the songs. So when you just get off of this thing tonight, man, make sure that you go. You and you listening to some George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic, right? And there were so many members of Parliament Funkadelic from the 60s all the way to right now. There are people in Parliament Funkadelic, some of the best artists that you'll never hear, some of the best artists that you will ever hear. Some of the just literally George has had some of the most creative people in his clique, and yes, I can proudly say that I've been a part of the Parliament Funkadelic clique also, quiet as kept. I recorded my first album, which y'all might never hear, or maybe you will, in his studio and alongside some of the Parliament Funkadelic members. So that's my first person. Dwayne, can we bring back up the Black History Month music? Because I'm not going to let Delicious beat me out.
Very scary. Black people.
We got one more person.
Say it again. Yo, we wild as shit, man.
It's February. It's very scary. Black people love black people. Black people love
Yo, second person. Since Delicious tried to beat me out, I got to give shots out to Dr. Rosetta Bobo, my mama. Born in Batesville, Mississippi, in the 50s, to a sharecropper. She ended up going from Alcorn State University to Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. Met my father. He was crazy as hell. Didn't do it right, but I still love you, Dad. You're still cool by me, man. Get better soon. My mom went from raising my black ass and also going to school, taking care of work at the same time from 78 till I want to say 2016, 2017, when she going to school. She finally ended up getting her PhD the year before last. And Dr. Bobo has so many stories about having to check people, about having to be the first black person in so many office buildings in Tallahassee, Florida, about being the first black woman to do X, Y, and Z. She attended Bethel AME University, Bethel AME. Bethel AME in Tallahassee, Florida, kept me on point. I get all of my intelligence from her, and I think I get my charming looks from her. So I wanted to go ahead and just give a shout out to Dr. Rosetta Bobo. Mom, I can say a lot more about you, but I know how you are about me putting your business out there like that, and I don't want to get anything factually wrong. So anyway, my second person in Black History Month is my mom. I'll be remiss if I didn't bring her up one good time. So shout out to Dr. Bobo. I love you to death, and thank you for being my mom. With that being said, listen, you guys have been rocking with me, and I wanted to get out of here early. It's 9:21. That's why I started a little early. So I'm going to finish a little early. Y'all can join me Wednesday because we're going to watch that reparations thing. That's going to happen. We're going to watch it live right here from Clickbaity, Political Thirst Trap, and I'm going to be yelling and talking crap. And figure out if I can get a screen on screen or something like that with a TV. We'll figure that part out. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And with that being said, thank you for joining Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30. Peace. Oh no.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad.
Hey, Clickbaity political. Yeah, Thirst Trap, Trap Squad, Squirrel Squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight. Unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent Clickbaity. Yeah.
Trap squad, trap squad, trap
Hey,
squad,
let me hear ya.
trap squad, trap squad,
Throw those squirrels up if you with it.
trap squad, trap squad,
Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you.
trap squad, trap squad, trap squad,
Clickbaity, Thirst Trap.
trap squad, trap squad, trap
Hey,
squad,
let me hear ya.
trap squad, trap squad,
Throw those squirrels up if you with it.
trap squad, trap squad,
Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you.
trap squad, trap squad, trap squad,
Clickbaity, Thirst Trap.